Welcome, my soul family, beloved friends. I feel like, again, just so grateful to be with you in this month of July, to be talking all about the intuitive guidance, wisdom that is coming through me. As always, like I like to say, and hopefully you really take all of what I'm saying and process it through your own intuition, your own inner guidance. And please take what you like and leave the rest. If something, for whatever reason, doesn't feel like it speaks to you, then of course, let it go. But I'm hoping that today's monthly intuitive guidance for July is going to be powerful for you, is going to help you to navigate some powerful energy. And we have a month that is right in the prime of summer. I'm going to talk about this, the energy of July, the energy of the solar activation, the divine masculine. These are some of the themes that even as I was tuning in and looking up a little bit around the moon, the new moon, the full moon, the astrology. I also want to just say again, I am not an expert in astrology. I've definitely dabbled and love to read and learn anything about astrology around raising our consciousness, around the energies of the planets, and being a female who has definitely charted my own body and flow and emotions with the moon. I found it to be so powerful the more that I've tapped in. So I'm hoping that today, as you listen, you really come away with some nuggets, some takeaways that help you to be more in tune. And as always, this is about you really connecting to your own inner wisdom. Hopefully, you know me by now. My desire and interest is to help you unlock and activate your own intuition. So if you haven't already done so, I do have a free dominant intuitive type assessment. It's a free assessment to find out what's your dominant intuition. There will be a link below. It's very easy. You can just go to my website and you'll see it right there, but we'll have the link here. So let's get started for this month of July, this powerful, already I can feel that solar, golden, yellowy, that divine masculine power and essence and wisdom. I know I've talked a lot about the divine feminine, but in truth, we want a balance of both. We want to be, and I'm seeing again that infinity symbol, we want the ebb and flow. We want that connection to the divine masculine, which is all about the creating, the being the creator, creative. That is an important word. That divine action, taking inspired action, following through on what maybe you've spent the winter and spring months ruminating over, going in that yin period. Now we're in that yang period, yang being outer, masculine, really that showing up and achieving, but not achieving from a place of overdoing it or pushing yourself, achieving from that place of connection to your inner purpose. So I'm going to start. This is one of my favorite ways to start here. Just using, for those who might be interested, and I'll be bringing in other decks of cards each month, but I really love using this deck that I created. The energy, and I know when I created this, came from a very loving and high vibrational space. So I'm going to be using my You-est declaration cards. Here's my deck. It's a 33 deck of 33 cards. And I've just asked the field of infinite intelligence to help support and guide me to choose two cards that are really going to be for your highest good. And this is something I can share with you, that before I ever do any of these intuitive guidance messages, before I work with a client, before I'm teaching, before I'm leading any kind of session or my coaching program, I always start with a hand in my heart. And I ask to be here of service for the highest good. So let's do that together. I want to do that again with all of you. We're going to just put your hand on your heart, wherever you are, whatever's going on. You might be on vacation. You might be at the beach. Maybe you're in your office. Maybe your child is yelling in the background. Just take a moment, pause, close your eyes if you'd like, shoulders down. Heart space of your heart. Grateful to just get this feeling like we're sitting in a retreat center. Like we're sitting in a retreat center, we're sitting in my living room together. and just really allow those feelings of connection, compassion, care to just permeate and move through your body. You might even imagine them activating your cells. And I'm seeing the solar, that sun flare, like a big sun with all of those beautiful golden rays, just activating all of your trillions of cells. You might even connect right now with that power that you are, that power of strength, that power of vibrancy and of vitality. Just take a moment to take that in. And I'm going to shuffle the cards and see what we are. Here's the first one. Let's see what the second one is. Okay. So what I do is I just shuffle the cards until I get a strong feeling, call it a hit, or kind of sense that this is the card that I picked two today. That are really going to be most powerful. And as I said earlier, setting that intention, as you wake up before your day starts, maybe it's gotten off to a rocky start. This is one of the things I'm hearing is it's never too late to restart. Pause, reflect, and before taking action, set that intention from that space of heart and soul. Ask to be connected to your higher self. Ask and affirm that you would like to be here and showing up for the highest good of you and all those you're here to work with and serve. Okay, so that has been really helpful. I'm already hearing right now that one of the things you might be struggling with is, life can be stressful, overwhelming, busy. One reframe would be to call life full versus busy. That's something that's helped me. But when you find yourself in a moment of feeling overwhelmed or maybe doubtful or fearful or not good enough, or just, it's almost like just allow yourself to pause and restart. You can do that anytime. The divine is always here, always with us. It's expressing through you as you. You don't have to do anything to earn that support, that love. Okay. You can do that in any second. We can reframe, we can switch our day around. We can turn our energy around momentarily. All we have to do is just remember, pause, get out of our own way, surrender. And so that is something I'm already hearing. I don't know what cards I chose because I haven't looked at them yet, but I'm hearing that to remind ourselves. All right. Oh, beautiful. That's so funny. I just looked at the cards and it's really connected to what I just said, which I love when that happens. So first I love this card and I love what it says. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. It says sacred self. I'm going to read it to you. And I want to invite you to just, if you're driving, do not close your eyes, but if you could take a moment, feel this declaration and notice what you feel. So the declaration for sacred self: I am a divine being that has sacred gifts and talents to share. All aspects of me are sacred, all of them. And I honor that today in myself and everyone I come into contact with. Not some of you, all of you. So you could ask yourself, how am I relating or not to myself as a sacred being? Not just a human being, but a sacred human being. How can I see others' divinities and sacred gifts? What does it look like to live life knowing I am a sacred human being? So sometimes we use words, which is the next card, words. Isn't that perfect? We use words that are really not kind, that are not supporting our higher self. And those words absolutely are going to transmit a certain emotion, a certain feeling, which then can promote a certain thought, which then can instigate a belief and an action. And then, of course, over time, we get results. So the words are really, really, really important, what you are saying to yourself. And that what came to me is just remembering, even before pulling these cards, if you are in a state of kind of shitting on yourself, not being kind to yourself, overwhelmed, feeling frustrated, you can change that around. You can do that. You truly can. All you've got to do is pause in the moment, look at the words that you're using. And so here's the declaration, okay? My words are creative and powerful. I choose words today that will support my highest good and that of everyone I encounter. Okay, so really, really, really looking at those words. You might even do a little word inventory. Take a day, take a notepad, and just notice, what are you saying to yourself when you wake up? You get into the bathroom, you look in the mirror. What did you say to yourself? What did you say when your feet hit the ground? No judgment. Okay, I'm someone who practices every day, and there's some mornings I'm like, let's restart, because I was not great and not kind to myself. So at any time, we can change our words. And remember, your words create your world. So you want to ask yourself, what words am I using today to create my world? What words serve and don't serve me? No judgment, but literally look at them from curiosity. What is serving, what is not? How can I use my words today to uplift someone else? So really, really important is remembering. Sometimes we can get into the day-to-day, especially if, for me with kids and it's summer and running a business and taking my kids to camp. And, I have a husband and a household and a kitty cat and myself. And it's like, it can get overwhelming. Just taking that pause and remembering that we can shift the way we're looking at our life. And we also can get that support, that divine support. And that divine support also might come from another person calling, I have people that who you are. I text you, I call you, I send a note, a little emoji like, hey, could use a little support here. But that's that act of surrender, that act of saying, you know what, I'm going to just pause. I'm going to reframe. I'm going to use different words. I'm going to reach out, right? And I'm going to allow that divine support, that higher intelligence that is you and around you to step in. And the way to hear that is to get quiet. The way to hear that is to get quiet. So I hope that is helpful so far. We are going to move into the energy for July. This is a really, really powerful month. July is often that time. If any of you have studied the 5 elements from the Chinese 5-element theory, I did when I got my master's degree in health and wellness coaching, and I focused also on nutrition from an integrative perspective. We are hitting summer, and what will soon be kind of like a double summer. It's like a ending of summer. There's like a second summer. So right now we're in the heat of summer. There's a lot of heat. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of that powerful masculine energy. And so I'm just going to tell you about the moons and what to expect. And again, let this wash through you and take what you like, leave the rest. So the new moon is going to be starting the new moon of Cancer, which is the sign for the majority of July. The new moon starts July 10th. It's really interesting. I will share just very personally, my grandfather, who I was named after, Jerry, he transitioned on July 10th. And when I was reading about this, I actually could feel his energy here. And so just notice these dates. Notice there's a date that maybe connects with someone that you love, their birthday, maybe they've transitioned. Maybe it was an important day in your life, and just notice these little gifts and signs. For me, I made a note to myself because the new moon is all about setting intentions. It's all about really getting in tune with your heart's desires. And it's about planting the seeds of what you want to manifest. And, this new moon in Cancer is all about partnership, positive change, compromise, and a higher self-awareness. So for me, I felt this connection to my grandfather. I made a note, and I'm going to do some journaling with his energy. I do this often, but especially on the new moon. And, you can invite in those that have transitioned. This is what I'm getting. You can invite in those that are no longer here in physical form, whether it's somebody that you didn't know who was a well-known historical figure, luminary, someone in the religious context, or a great philosopher, thinker, writer. You can call in the energy and the wisdom of any person, any soul, whether they're here or not. And so one of the things I often do is kind of create a spirit-based council. My grandfather is part of that. I have all kinds of beings that are part of that. And so one thing you might want to do is just really think about, who are you partnering with? Because this is the new moon that is going to focus on partnerships. Who are you partnering with in the physical world? So maybe that might be in your career. Who are you collaborating with? And again, a great way to sense if this is a good idea or for your highest good is to notice your body wisdom. Are you leaning in or away? Is this somebody you feel connected to? Is this someone you want to lean into? Is this somebody that is aligned with you and your values? Really important, because partnership, this doesn't just mean, it could be career, it could be dating, it could be friendship, it could be collaborative opportunities. Unless it's a full-bodied yes, I would encourage you, when in doubt, to just pause until you get that full resonance. Now, when it is a full resonant yes, That's really a time, especially right now, to follow that. But along the lines of partnerships and collaborating, you also can connect with the guidance that is on the other side of the veil, however you might describe that. Now, again, this may not speak to you. For me, I really, I think as an empath and maybe just being sensitive, I can often feel energy around me. And what I like to do is I like to close my eyes and imagine myself at a beautiful retreat center in a room, like one that I would ideally love to be in, with a beautiful, beautiful windows, table. And I'm sitting there and I just can see coming through the door. This is a visualization you could do. All of these beings, many who have passed on, that I really look up to. And like my grandfather, my great aunt, my great uncle, all of them were just incredibly kind and generous entrepreneurs, totally successful, yet humble and kind. And I invite them in, right? I think of Louise Hay often. I think of Wayne Dyer. I think of Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, whoever you call anyone in. Nikola Tesla, who's all about innovation, right? Anyone you want to invite in, bring in those beings and ask for them to support you. And I will imagine them, especially in the new moon time, and do some journaling. And I will ask myself, what is it that my heart desires? What am I looking to create in this world? And then I will pause and ask each of these beings. I'll just ask my spirit team, what wisdom do you have for me? And sometimes it's an image, sometimes I hear something, sometimes I just get a feeling. Just notice whatever it is that comes up. But this is a great way to start to get outside of our thinking mind and outside of what we can get stuck in as feeling is possible, when really there's a greater kind of infinite possibility. It's also a wonderful way to surrender and to expand your intuition. So I hope that's helpful. That new moon energy is July 10th. The new moon being in Cancer, again, which is all about that compromise, higher self-awareness, higher consciousness, as well as making sure I'm getting this partnerships, and really tapping into those emotions, those connections, both physical and non-physical. All right, so we're going to move on to the full moon time, and just notice your emotions, my friends, especially to anyone who identifies as female out there. And if you are still in that space of flowing, so to speak, with the moon, notice your emotions, notice your flow, notice how you're feeling. It's so powerful to chart these, really your deeper connection to the moon. Maybe you have more energy around the new moon. Maybe you're more tired around the full moon. Maybe it's the opposite. Just start to chart it. Just start to notice. This is ancient. These practices are ancient. I am certainly not the first to bring this up. I've just noticed it being very powerful for me. I often walk outside. You can charge your crystals. Frankly, the best thing to charge in the new moon and the full moon is yourself. And especially for the full moon, to take in that really powerful moon energy. So the full moon is going to be on July 24th. And this moon is the full moon in Aquarius. This is also known as the buck full moon. The buck full moon. A buck is a male deer, and July towards the end is typically the time when the buck has its antlers grow to full size. So we're really tapping in right now to this divine masculine, this really high frequency masculine energy. Now, this higher frequency masculine, this is the energy that is so crucial for us to achieve our heart's desires and our goals. But we want to do so from a place of inspiration, of collaboration, from the new moon, connection, right? From heart, from soul's purpose. The solar plexus, this is the area in your belly. If you're looking at your 7 main chakras, the color associated is yellow or golden yellow. And it's a solar masculine energy. So it's also right now connected to expressing your divine will. And again, really connecting to this fullness, just like the antlers of the buck are full, the fullness in nature, that spiritual bond to nature. It's also about emotional freedom. It's about being fully self-expressed, connecting to your natural abundance, your inner strength, purpose, really tapping into that very beautiful masculine energy. And as we know, the sun, that you could think of it as the father sun. I often think of it as like mother moon or grandmother moon and the father sun. So when you put those energies together, we have such a beautiful harmony and balance, right? Of receiving, being in that receptive mode from the moon, and then expression with the sun. And I'm getting what we are looking for here, and what you're going to see and feel is just this full expression. You're going to see it in the plants, in the flowers, in the heat, in your fruit, right? Beautiful berries and watermelons, like everything right now is really at this prime expression, full self-expression. It's ripe, right? So we want to tune into that energy, that ripening energy. And then going back to the cards that I chose, remembering that you are sacred, remembering, yes, you are a human being, and you are a human being, right? You are in this sacred body temple, having a human experience as a sacred spiritual being, right? So we have the humanity in us, but we also have this incredible divinity. And our words are often that bridge. Our words are often that bridge in this realm, right? Now, music and sound healing and sound bathing is sort of that next level bridge, because again, without the words, we often can tune into a vibration or a feeling through music. So music can be very healing. But the card that I chose was words. And it's important because we use them all the time, both in what we say to ourselves, what we say to others. And so I'm going to encourage you to really tune into the power of your words. And there's the question, are they supporting you? Are they uplifting you? Are they reflecting you as that sacred self? Right? That I am all that I am. I am that I am presence, right? That I am divine presence. You are, we are. So are those words supporting that? And if not, this is what I keep hearing. Don't judge it. Spot check. Okay. Those words were not great, not kind, right? Like went this morning, did one of my favorite bar exercise classes, looked in the mirror, had a not such a nice thought. And I just stopped and I was like, that does not reflect my highest self, my sacred self. I just gave love to my heart and I said, it's awesome you're here. Your body's beautiful, sacred temple. So that's my example, whatever it might be for you. We don't condemn ourselves. We don't shame ourselves. We just notice. We get curious and then we switch. And we, just like my belief, at least, is this divine energy, this infinite intelligence, this source energy that you and I are part of, it never judges you. Never. There's no judgment, in my humble opinion. Again, take what you like, leave the rest. It doesn't judge you, right? It's not condemning you. It's really here to express love and to express your light and to merge with you, to merge with your sacred self. And so what words are you calling forth to merge with this essence that is you, that wants to express through you as abundantly as possible? This month is also a time of very integral and in-depth abundance. Nature is going to show this to you, the spiritual lessons of nature, the time of ripening. And you can see this anywhere you go, with the green grass, with the produce, with, corn is starting to come up, all of these different crops and plants. And even animals, right? The ducks have been born. You might see them now in the lake, right? I love little cute ducklings. So whatever it is that you're noticing, take stock that these are all evidence of your abundance, that you are worthy of being loved, of shining, of that essence of sacred self, and of really actualizing your deepest desires, right? And we tap into the energy of the new moon and the full moon to do that. All right, my dear friend, my beloved soul seeker community and soul family. I always feel like it's one of my favorite things to do. I can just feel you with me. And at some point we will be in a retreat together. I know it. Please let me know what resonated, what was impactful, any other thoughts, reflections, insights, please leave a comment below. I read all of them. I'd love to hear maybe how this episode, this intuitive guidance might have helped you for this month or helped you work through something in your own life. Share any wisdom, insights, gems, takeaways. And as always, please keep tuning in and listening to your own inner guidance, because you have the key within you to unlock your own superpower. You do. We all do. And you do not need to do anything to be worthy of having all of what you're desiring come to fruition. You don't have to do anything to be worthy of this infinite love. You're already that. And so grateful and honored to be here with you. Please check below for both any of the links that might help you further, whether it's taking the intuition guidance assessment, or if you'd like to leave a little bit of feedback or your thoughts. And just know that I'm with you, and I'm so honored to be on this journey with you. And I'm sending so much love. I hope this is a powerful July. May you tap into that powerful, beautiful, strong, vibrant, divine masculine energy. And then, of course, reap and receive from Grandmother Moon, the divine feminine energy. And may this be a blessed and balanced month for you. Mwah. Much love.